here's Brody Brazil.
Those of you who have been following this YouTube channel for at least a year now are probably still very well aware of Major League Baseball's great uniform fiasco of 2024. They tried out something new, and it was a disaster for everybody, for fans, for players, for the companies, Nike and Fanatics, and Major League Baseball. There were some... Wait, I know. I see what you're looking at here. I know you're distracted by that. It was very intentional. They promised some changes late last year, and I'm here to confirm right now those changes are in fact happening, and the process of fixing what was wrong is very much in place. They're going to have most things taken care of for this season. There are some fixes to be carried over into 2026, though. But to understand all of this, we actually need to go back in time to the year 2020. When everything got messed up. Actually, things were fine still with baseball jerseys. MLB's on-field jerseys got the new Nike logo on the chest starting in 2020. Now, this was originally a deal, most people forget about this, a deal that was supposed to have Under Armour's logo on the Major League Baseball jerseys. They were going to take the entire thing over. They backed out. Nike stepped in. But the point is, it had a Nike logo on it. This was the very same majestic jersey template and fabrics and production as prior years. It just had a Nike logo slapped onto it. And in fact, Majestic stopped making these jerseys because Fanatics took over, but Fanatics didn't change anything either. They just bought the factory and the plant in Easton, Pennsylvania. They bought it, they took it over. So essentially, Fanatics took over Majestic, and Nike put a Nike swoosh on a Majestic jersey. That was it. And that's why jerseys in 2020 and 21 and 22 and 2023 were just fine. It wasn't until 2024, the start of last baseball season, Nike, who's in charge of the design here, let's be very clear, baseball approves it, Fanatics makes it, that's all they do, but Nike was in charge of the design. They wanted to go a different direction. They introduced the Vapor jersey template. And in spring training, I had heard about this jersey template. I didn't get to see it until I got down to Arizona, and within 15 minutes of being at the A's team facility, had my hands on it and was like, whoa, everything I heard was true. It just felt like a far less superior product. Everything about the touch and the feel of it just did not feel like a major league quality and caliber uniform. And that's something I'm very accustomed to. I've got a bunch of custom copies of my own, not to flex on you here. But no, I'm very well aware of what a jersey is supposed to feel like, and this did not feel like it. Instantly looked and felt different up close. And so I knew that once players got their hands on these, and once the fans saw these in person, and the lettering and the names on the back were smaller, everything about it just had an awkward twist, and I knew this was going to become an issue. Sure enough, during spring training games and then the start of the season, it was an issue, and everybody was talking about it. But again, Nike wanted to do this, they said, to improve mobility, moisture management, and fit. They were basically trying to make the jerseys more athletic, but to do that, they had to use thinner fabric and less stitching, and it did not work out in terms of an upgrade from a performance standpoint. Also, none of this was really player approved, and you can kind of go back in time to hear that, oh, players said it was fine, or they tested it out in the All-Star game. Nobody really signed off on this. Nobody really gave it their seal of approval from a player's standpoint. And so you would think that as gatekeepers, they instantly would have turned this down if they actually knew what was going on, but they didn't really have the chance to do this. And I think one of the most obvious takeaways from the 2023 jerseys, which were fine, right? That's on the left. Senga's jersey on the left is what everybody was used to. Big letters on the name, the swingman logo of Major League Baseball. See how it's above the piping? Right? So they made the letters smaller in 2024, and then they moved the MLB logo down closer to the name, and it just did not have, I mean, that's from afar. If you look up close and you see the patches in 2024, they were not embroidered anymore. They were just like printed patches sewn on the jersey. Everything was made to be more lightweight and more nimble, but it just had, I'll be honest, a really cheap feel to it. And so there was a laundry list of problems last year, and this is what we need to assess here to show you that basically everything is being taken care of. And I'll explain how everything's being taken care of, most everything, this year with a little bit of carryover into next year. So the mismatching grays, that was also a problem. A lot of teams in their road grays had kind of like a bluish gray top and a gray pant, meaning that when you saw the whole road jersey head to toe, like the shade of the top and the shade of the pants were different. I mean, how does that even happen if you're making it from the same swaths of fabric? It's amazing how that even happens. But it happened. Fanatics and Nike and Major League Baseball, they have fixed that. That's kind of their number one priority for 2025 is to fix that, as well as all the sweat stains. So they're going back to the 2023 material, which didn't have this problem. I mean, you can still sweat through a jersey, and catchers definitely will in the middle of summer, but it's not going to be as prevalent or as prominent anymore because the jersey is back to the old 2023 fabric. It's a lot thicker. It doesn't show sweat stains as much. So they've taken care of that, starting with the road jerseys, which I'll explain in a second. Here was another criticism of the players, is that in 2023 and prior, they could always get their pants custom tailored. It's the same way as, I'll be honest, I just got a couple pair of really nice jeans. And if you take the jeans off the rack, and if a short person like me wears them, they're still a little bit long. I have to get those pants tailored. I don't really have a choice, right? Sorry, short guy, don't really have a choice. But for Major League ball players, those pants, they're everything on the field. They have to fit the right way for function, for how the player wants to look. Every player has a different shaped body, and so they used to get their pants all custom tailored. That was part of the process. When the 2024 jerseys came out, Nike basically said, all right, here's 3 or 4 different variants of pant length, and that's all you get to choose from. You don't get to do the custom pants anymore. The players were like, what? How does that happen? So they've remedied that. They're getting the custom pant tailoring back for Major League ball players. The printed patches, again, that was so noticeable. The old patches were embroidered. They were stitched. They were heavy. They had a feel to them. They had some weight on the shoulder. They meant something. Well, in 2024, the patches were like printed on and then sewn on the side, and that's it. Now, they were lighter, and I guess, I mean, do you really think a patch is going to make you sweat through it more? It didn't necessarily make sense why they'd even try that, but they did. Now they're reverting away from it. So no more printed patches. The smaller names, done, gone. You're going to see the big, bold lettering on the back of jerseys, and it was weird last year. Like, I never really got used to the smaller names on the back. Players didn't like it. It's their branding. It's their name, their image. It's what they're proud of. They want to sell those jerseys too. So bigger names coming to the back of jerseys, and old fabric coming back, starting with the road jerseys first. Now, I'm going to explain that with kind of the disclaimer here at the end of the video. But because of production stuff, they're not actually able to get to all the home jerseys. They wanted to tackle the biggest problem first, and it was the grays because of the mismatching color and the sweat stains. So what they're doing is attacking the grays first. So here is the official release, which all of this, again, is nothing new. This is back from the fall, but I'm here to confirm right now that in early 2025, here in February, right before spring training, all of this is happening. Like, this is something you're going to notice. People have been asking me for the update, so this is the update I want to confirm. Production timelines will prevent all the uniform changes from being completed in time for the 2025 season. They mean the home and road difference here. But the road gray uniforms made from the 2023 fabric will be ready by spring training. And then starting in 2026, all uniforms will return to the previous materials from the 2023 season. That's right, baseball and Nike and Fanatics, they hopped in the DeLorean, they got it up to 88 miles an hour, they went back in time to 2023, and they did the right thing. They're going back to basically everything the 2023 jersey was because fans liked it, players liked it, there were no complaints. And so the fixes for 25 are essentially pretending like 2024 didn't exist. Again, all of this isn't going to be complete until 26. You understand, overhauling the entire process and getting the factories and the production lines up to speed. It's going to take a while, but they're tackling the biggest problem first in the grays. They'll get to the home jerseys starting in 2026, but the lettering's bigger. Everything that they can take care of logistically, they are doing. So I give all parties involved a lot of credit for that. And I think the point I want to make here, I'm not doing a formal takeaways at the end of this video. The point I want to make is, and I suffer from this too, sometimes my mind starts racing. I want to improve something. I mean, and it's a lot of times been the home studio. This is what I do. I'm here on YouTube. I want to improve the home studio. But then I think and say, it's fine. Why do I need to fix something that nobody's complaining about? It's not broke. There's no issue here. Why try and fix something that doesn't have a problem? And that's what baseball, that's what Nike tried to do. Baseball signed off on it, and Fanatics kind of got drug into the process here from my perspective. And so I think it's just a lesson to us all. If everybody likes it, you're good. keep selling them until there is some outcry like you need to change, you need to modernize, you need to update. Leave good enough alone. That's the end of this video. Thumbs up down below. I would appreciate that. It helps me, this video, and this channel. And one more thing, make sure you're already subscribing down there. That way I definitely get to see you back here next time.